Hi there. Okay, so I really am obsessed. I am just having so much fun trying out different techniques with this stamp from Penny Black. It's called On the Lake. So if you've watched any of my other tutorials with this stamp, I've done it before Christmas. I did it with some pretty soft colors, a technique by Heather Telford, and then I've also done it in pretty spring colors. And I've done it kind of more of a monochromatic with the moon silhouette. And then I did it on Yupo paper, and I also did the moon masked off there. But this time I did it with, oh sorry, not Yupo. I used low gloss, glossy paper and stamped it and embossed it and then used alcohol inks to kind of give this stormy kind of a look to it. Okay. And so then I thought, well, I'm going to try it with Yupo. So I've taken my Yupo and I've already pre-stamped it. And the problem with Yupo is that when you heat it, it starts to wrinkle. So I'm going to have to use a whole lot of tape on the back because it's kind of got this natural kind of curve to it when I get to the card making part. Okay, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm going to take and put out some colors. I'm going to use Pool for the bottom. This is going to be my lake color. I'm going to grab some of that. I'm just going to go right onto here, just kind of dabbing on the color. What I noticed is that some of the ink pulls up and it pulls the embossing off. See how it kind of goes a little kind of gray? Yeah, and it's from the embossing, from the heat embossing with the black ink. So I'm going to actually take it and I'm going to just put it right on top, see if I can manage this. Try and keep it down. Trying to fill it all in, and I'm going to have to fill in all of the area that's been embossed, otherwise it's going to look funny, right? You can see where there's no ink and where there's ink, and it's going to look funny. So I'm just going to kind of brush it all over, but there's the ink. So now I could take and kind of use my brush, kind of make a little bit of some wavy kind of pattern just to give it a little bit of depth. See how it kind of pools in around it anyways, so it's okay. It doesn't ruin it. All right, then I'm going to take and I'm going to do some bright colors. I'm going to use Sunset Orange. And I think I'm going to just put it right on top. This is really an experiment, so you're watching me just play and experiment because I don't really know if it's going to work. And I'm going to take a little bit of pink sherbet and I'm going to add that in there. It's got such a curve that it just kind of keeps rolling down. And then kind of up near the top, I'm going to use some purple twilight kind of on the outside edges. Now I don't want to add a whole lot of purple twilight on the inside middle here. It'll just be too dark. So I'll just put a little bit over here. Let that kind of bleed in. All right, and then I'm going to spray. Actually, no, I'm going to use a blending solution and just add a little bit and see what happens. If I can get the bottle open. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to kind of roll that around and then I'm going to So I want to stay away from the turquoise on the bottom with this ink. So as I'm rolling it around, I want to be careful. And then I think I'm going to use a brush and kind of move some of that. Help to guide it a little. And again, the same thing is happening as as on the bottom, that some of the black ink and the embossing powder is kind of lifting up. So you've got to be careful to not blend too much, not to touch it too much, or you get all this black on there, and I don't want that. I'm just going to add a bit of pink right there. A little bit of pink over here. And I like the way that's kind of swirling out. A little bit of orange right there. And I'm going to fill in kind of over here with some purple. And the purple is going to try and take over everything, so I need to be careful. Looks kind of fun, actually. It's not too bad. Just make sure I have no white spots. And I'm going to kind of roll that around a bit to let that, as it's drying. That was amazing right there. Whew. Okay. And I think I'm just going to stop fussing with it, and I'm going to let it dry. And then we'll come back and finish it off. I think, if anything, I will come back and add a bit more color. Once it's dry, I'll add a bit more color to the lake. Okay? So now the alcohol ink is pretty much dry. And I think what I'm going to do, which is a little bit of a risk, but I'm going to take some Sunshine Yellow, and I'm going to take and put a drop right here, and then I want it to hopefully go that way is what I'm hoping, because I want it to kind of look like a sun. Oh, well, there's a little tiny drop that I got on there by accident. It's sort of working, actually, so let's hope that my plan works. Okay, looks like it's working. That was Sunshine Yellow. So I want to just add a little bit of depth to the water. And, ooh, I do not want that to bleed into my water. Okay, so I'm going to just take and run a little bit of blue just along here. And I'm going to use a clean brush and kind of just move some of that blue up into here a little bit. So I'm going to take the blending solution and I'm going to put just a little spot on there, and then I'm going to actually just touch it with my brush. That way it's controlled. I'm kind of getting some depth, some texture, and some variance just in my ocean kind of color. So that looks cool. All right, this here doesn't matter because it's going to get covered up or cut off. All right, so that looks really neat. Hey, the sun's looking amazing. Kind of looks like a fire growing. So very cool. All right, so I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll start to put the card together. So the Yupo has dried with the alcohol inks, and it's quite beautiful. I really, really love it. It just, I think, looks amazing how the colors kind of blended together. So I'm going to take and I'm going to attach it to my card front. And I put a lot of double-sided sequin tape on there because it's very wrinkled. And I almost wonder if I should just foam square it so that it already has kind of like a popped up bubble, but I'm going to try it like this and hopefully it'll work. So I'm going to line up my top. Now I peeled all the sequin, which my silliness, I shouldn't have done that because it's much easier to line it up without it pulled everywhere. All right. It's totally sticking to me. Okay, I'm going to line up there. Well, it's definitely rippled. Oh, yeah, look at that. Some of the embossing has actually come off because of the moisture of the alcohol inks, which totally happens. The moisture will get in underneath the embossed part, the embossing image, and the powder, and it will flake off like that. I've had that happen before. So anyways, I'm going to finish off the card. Instead of black on the bottom this time, I decided to go with this purple. So I'm going to put this on, and I put on a Inspire that I die cut, and then I just wrapped some orange thread on there just to make it look a bit more like my card. Okay, so that's gonna sit on there and just over top. Okay, so unfortunately I have this little white edge here, so I will trim that off because that will drive me crazy. And but anyways, I'll do that later. So I think I will add no, actually, I think I'm going to leave this one. I was going to maybe add a couple birds, but let me just check. Hang on. Okay, so I'm back. So I trimmed off the edges so that I've got a really nice, sharp, crisp edge there. And then I used this Cherry Lynn die. It's called Baby's Breath. I used it on the spring cards that I made as well. The little flowers there. I just love these little flowers. So I cut some out of purple and some out of yellow, and then I dusted the yellow with a little bit of fossilized amber ink. Okay, so I'm just going to use glue, and I'm going to put those on. So I like to lay things on first and get a feel for it, and then put it on. Now the reason I'm doing the little flowers is that where it's peeled up, it is annoying me. It really is. I know, but you know, my favorite saying that all of my ladies quote is, there's no mistakes, just opportunities for more creativity, right? So that was meant to be, because otherwise I might have left it, and I think it really needs these little yellow flowers. So the only problem is I have this thing about triangles. So see how the yellow, that just doesn't work. It has to be an odd, off-shaped triangle. So this one has to be up and then down, and then this one could be down. And then same with the purple. That could be there. Maybe this one's going to go there. This one's going to go there. And you know, I could use 5 yellow. Although I think a cute little one right there would be adorable. So I think we'll do that. We'll dust that one with a little bit of ink. And I'm going to stick that one on, because that one's definitely going there. Well, now I gotta have 5 yellow, because I got another thing like about numbers and odd numbers, right? It's got to be odd. You can't have even. But you can have a flower down there on the trunk. So maybe it needs to be up there. And then this guy can go here. Okay, but then now I only have 4 purple. Oh my goodness, I'm creating a monster. Maybe down there? Nope. I think we'll go up there, and this guy can come down just a little bit. Okay, that looks really cute. I just don't want the little flowers. You know what? I'm going to take some of the purple away. I don't want the little flowers to take away from the stamp, right? From the background. So I think I'm going to actually go that. No. It's feeling weird. Okay, I think that's good. All right. It's the thing, right? Adding to accentuate, but to not take away. And really, I want to see the background. I want the background to be my focal right here, this sun, because it's so beautiful. It's just my little bit of a mistake. Well, it wasn't really a mistake, right? It was just the moisture got in underneath the embossed part. Oh, and the other thing is you can't have these two like that. So this one's got to come up because otherwise they look funny. Okay. Even that's still looking funny. I think it's got to come in. Ah, there it is. That's the one. And the ink dries, or the glue dries clear. So we're good. Okay, so now I'm going to just take my black pearl pen and I'm going to very carefully do some little black centers into my flowers. Just to finish them off, I like to use the pearl pen because it's less finicky than sequins or rhinestones. Although I do love the look of those as well. Sometimes it's nice just to finish it quickly with a pearl pen. And they come in like a dozen or maybe 20, maybe 24 colors. So anyways, that is adorable. Oh my goodness. So there you go. You can see this kind of variety of cards. I've got Christmas and spring and the kind of oceany one. Here, I'll put some down here. Can you see? Yeah, you can see over here. Okay. And that monochromatic one. So amazing, incredible, one stamp, 5 different cards, and they all look so different and they are all so beautiful. So which one's your favorite? Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're inspired to try some new techniques today. Bye-bye.